Welcome everyone to more Call of Duty World War II multiplayer gameplay trailer. If you saw the early gameplay yesterday, I said in that video that I was going to try and go back to E3 to get more gameplay for you guys. And here we are with another 10 minutes of Call of Duty World War II multiplayer gameplay. Brand new footage, including a lot of LMG gameplay, which I haven't seen much of being shared around. So that's very cool. A very nice sniper streak and just generally longer streak, showing you even more of the maps. And I'm also going to answer a lot of the questions that came up in my last video yesterday. If you're liking what you're seeing for Call of Duty World War II, smash that thumbs up button. I've been seeing so much support and positive comments from you guys since posting my video yesterday, which gets me very, very excited and very happy as a Call of Duty YouTuber to see you guys excited as well. Here I pick up one of the LMGs and we are playing the war game mode. I did start obliterating the enemy team, and you're seeing this from an offensive and offensive position where we are starting from the back of the map and are progressing throughout the map, and you're going to see every single stage of the progression on this war game mode on this map. So it starts off with us capturing that initial room where I stood outside with the LMG. You then have to build a bridge, which is by far the hardest step of the war game mode on this map. You definitely need smokes from the SMG classes, you need a lot of cover, and then once you have put down the bridge, the tank will start moving, which is not something you can control, but you can jump in the LMG machine gun on the top and shoot people from the top of a tank as it moves around the map. Once we move on to the next position here, we need to go ahead and plant the bomb and then defend it, and that's exactly what we're doing right here for the next progressional part of the war game mode within Call of Duty World War II. So obviously one of the big things I talked about within my last video was the division system, which is the ability to change between different classes, and you can see a Bayonetta kill there, which is actually a part of the infantry class, which comes along with the assault rifles. I think that's the only charge kill I actually managed to get, but it was very, very cool. I was like, you know, I need to try and get a kill with this thing. And then I go ahead and switch over to the armored class, which uses LMGs. And honestly, the LMGs are ridiculous. They've always been really good in Call of Duty. I never really use them that much just because of how slow you are when using them. But you can see here, it's going a little bit of a tear, just defending this point, making sure our team are moving on to the next part of the war game mode. We only need to defend it for another 20 seconds, and I am not letting anyone get anywhere near it. But as I said, the brand new division system, which basically divides up the classes into infantry, airborne, armored, mountain, and expeditionary, is also the division of the weapons and how they are split up with abilities. So I'm using an LMG class here. This is considered the armored class. If you wanted to use an assault rifle, it would be infantry, SMG would be airborne, sniping would be mountain, and shotgun would be expeditionary. And you guys were wondering whether or not you can change between these classes at any point, and you can. You definitely can. It's just like normal classes in Call of Duty. You can switch between them whenever you want, and you can choose any of the classes that are made within those different divisions as well. Now, just talking back to the war game mode here, we are now on the final part of the mode, which is where we have to go and escort the tank all the way to the end of the map. Here I go on a very nice little sniping spree. I have no idea how this guy didn't die. I think I just kept him hitting the edge of the little truck there, but I got this very nice little point with a little, like, basically a mound, like a hole within the wall, and I just went on a little bit of a tear, sniping people down, which felt amazing. I completely forgot to say, and I apologize, there is no game sound for these recordings. Normally what I do is I do what I did in my last video, play the gameplay for you guys and not say anything, and then come back and re-talk over it, because I know a lot of you guys just want to see the gameplay and not have me chatter away over the top of it. But for whatever reason, when I went back to record a little bit more gameplay, the audio just didn't work on any of the Elgato captures. So annoying, and I really apologize for that, just in case you guys are sat there wondering why the heck can I not hear any of the weapons actually be firing. And in terms of how the actual game feels, obviously there's always the people, and I mentioned this in a video before Call of Duty World War II even came out and I got a chance to play this. There was a lot of people saying, well, it looks kind of similar to Battlefield 1. Obviously, Battlefield 1 is a World War I game. This is Call of Duty World War II. You can tell from my voice, I'm a little bit tired after making all these videos for you guys. But there is a similar, I guess, comparison just visually in terms of the game. But in terms of how it plays out, this is definitely a Call of Duty game. And obviously, Battlefield 1 is a Battlefield game. The maps are far bigger. Here we win the war game mode. You can see the little animation right at the end there. I think the actual objective was to get the tank all the way to the end to destroy the anti-air weaponry that they had set up, and that allowed our Spitfires to come in. It's a good time, basically. We won that war game mode, and now we are moving over to just more clips of me going on bigger streaks with more weapons. So what do I really like about World War II? I think it looks amazing and it basically, I think the closest thing you can compare it to is Call of Duty 2 Remastered. And I know not many of you guys will have played Call of Duty 2, but Call of Duty 2 was actually a fantastic game. The Call of Duty game that Infinity Ward made before they made Modern Warfare, and it was an amazing World War II shooter, and it feels like that just on steroids for next gen, looking amazing, feeling amazing. I love the little things like the UI in the bottom right for the kill streaks. Obviously there are only 2 kill streaks on at the moment. You can have 3 obviously. As we go on a bloodthirsty medal here, we're just ripping it up, trying to defend that objective here in domination as everyone's going for that B point, and I just get flanked unfortunately, but it's really clear to know how close you are to your kill streaks. I love that. I'm all about kill streaks within Call of Duty. The minimap in the top left has been changed to a circular minimap. It was typically a square minimap, sometimes even a rectangular minimap in more recent Call of Duty games, so just subtle little changes like that as well. Some of you guys pointed out that there's a very colourful kill feed in the bottom left. It just basically ties in with all the colours that are being used generally for the UI, so the A objective, B objective, kill feed for enemies, for allies or for Axis, and obviously that progression towards your kill streak in the bottom right. All of it is using the same colouring, so it links in very nicely. I also think that a lot of the kill streaks that have been added in so far are very unique in the way that they are controlled. For example, the kill streak you come in with a Spitfire and shoot down on the enemy team is very cool. A lot of you guys are asking if you can like kamikaze and actually just fly straight into the ground. You cannot. You don't get any control over how it moves. You just get control, like slight control over where you're aiming with the machine gun, and that is pretty much it. The biggest placement for that, as you'll see in a second with my fighter pilot, is the angle at which you bring it in. Here I got on a really nice defensive streak, and this is actually the Car 98, which you probably have not seen many kills with at all. It is an unscoped sniper rifle, and it felt like it had no aim assist with the iron sights without a scope, so you probably won't see many YouTubers at all getting kills with it. That was the only one I got. Here you can see me calling in the pilot. As you can see, very minimal movement. It's basically just hold down that trigger and hope that the people die that you're looking at, and I'm basically cycling my kill streaks here, just going over and over and over. We're doing a good job basically. One of the things I don't like too much about Call of Duty World War II, and I may talk about it a little bit more in a video more in depth, but I'm a little bit worried that the progression of the multiplayer experience won't quite be enough. For me, I always refer back to Black Ops 3 because I love that game so much, and I always look forward to ranking up to get better specialists, ranking up to get better weaponry, and I think the specialist was a really cool new addition, and getting a flamethrower towards the end, level 50, meant that you were getting something that was such a cool little weapon to use, and earning your specialist kill streak was something that you would use just for a few levels towards the end of your prestige. You then prestige again, you'd be excited to use it again towards the end of the prestige. Now obviously we don't know how the unlock progressional system will work within Call of Duty World War II, but I'm just hoping that there's a real reason to grind out those levels, maybe some really cool kill streaks that you can get, really cool weapons that you can get towards the end of the prestige, which just makes you really excited to play the game. And I've got a few very nice little juke out moments here where the enemies just did not know what I was doing. I really should have died, but managed to sort of juke them out around this B point here as we go for another capture on the point, and getting those capture points is really important towards earning your kill streak. You get so many points for doing it. Obviously it's really important indeed. The other thing I was a little bit worried about, and this is one of the very early builds of multiplayer, and obviously we get to play the beta, which has been officially announced as well, which is very exciting, and we'll get more sort of feedback on the game. You guys will be able to experience it for yourself. And the final clip here is with a Tommy gun. This is actually from Lachlan, an Australian YouTuber. You may know him for a lot of his Pokemon Go videos. We basically playing together on one of the setups, so this is him playing, not me, but I wanted to throw his little streak in at the end because I didn't really have much of a Tommy gun gameplay. It's definitely got a lot of recoil for an SMG. You have to be very close range, but it just looks amazing. Looks so good. So it's been the final streak thrown in here for you guys, but the footsteps is something I'm really worried about. When Call of Duty Advanced Warfare came out, Sledgehammer Games basically had no footstep sound system at all, really, which I didn't like. It meant it was very hard to know if people were sneaking up behind you, very hard to know of any sort of enemy like awareness around you apart from when they were boost jumping. Obviously there's no boost jumping in this game, so I'm really worried it's going to be very minimal sound input through character movement from the enemies, and I'm hoping that that will be adjusted and changed, and there will be at least some sort of sound that can be heard, at least if they're really, really close around you, so that if someone is trying to sneak up behind you, who's running around with an LMG like a big fat elephant, you can actually hear it and turn around and do something about it, rather than just feeling out of the blue, completely lost and having no idea what you're going to be doing. So, as I said, the beta will be when we get a chance to try all this out, and everything will be really fine-tuned when it comes to the multiplayer experience. But hopefully you guys have really enjoyed 10 plus minutes again of more early Call of Duty World War II multiplayer gameplay. If you have, smash that thumbs up button. Make sure you're checking out my other Call of Duty World War II video down below in the description. Hopefully you've really, really enjoyed. Thank you guys, and I'll see you very soon for even more videos.